Hello everyone, welcome back to the tent. I just got up here maybe an hour ago, went over and seen Dad over at the backwoods cabin. I thought, you know what, I'm going to make the loop before it gets dark here. See if there's any grouse. Look at the size of that one, that's a nice grouse. That's going to make a tasty meal, and look at that nice tail. Okay everyone, well, it's the next day here. I cooked up some chicken thighs last night and baked potato out on the charcoal grill. And now it's just after 8 o'clock in the morning, so the grouse should be starting to come out, so I'm going to run out there. It's supposed to be real nice today in the 60s, so I'm going to run out right now for the first time and see if I can't see anything and shoot something. This weekend mainly I got to put some cloth on that one deer stand that we looked at last week, and I'm going to do some hunting and some fishing and just kind of relax and get everything ready for deer hunting. Just driving back here where we originally, oh man, this is years and years ago, 12 years, I don't know, 15 years, a long time ago. When we first come up here to deer hunt, me and my brother Chris, we used to come up here and set a camp up. I had a wall tent, similar to the one that I've got now, but it was one size smaller, and of course we didn't have a floor or anything. We had to set it up with poles and stuff, but this is right where we would camp. My brother Chris got his first really nice big deer in here. At that time they had just cleared this, and we used to set the tent up right back in there. They've actually come in here and cleared part of this twice already. So I mean, it's really grown up now, but I used to walk way back on this trail, and I had a stand right by a little I don't know, stream or whatever that would go by, so you could hear the water all day. And yeah, pretty neat place. I've been back there a couple years ago. Me and Zachary went back there, I think, and there was still a lot of deer sign. I'm just trying to think back, and it was more years than that, because one year we came up here in the big snowstorm. I believe that was 1981. We couldn't get back here at all. The drifts, or not the drifts, but the actual snow coming off the tar road, which I'm 6.5 miles off the tar right now, was waist deep. We dug in, maybe a football field or something like that, and then that's where we set up camp. We didn't get anything. Back then my brother John came up, Johan came up. But then from this camp that you just saw there, we moved over to this other spot. I'll show you that one. So right down here is where we set up our tent. This area has all been logged off here now. At that time it wasn't. This was all just big popple and birch trees and stuff. But and there was some little pine trees that sat right here that we had our little deer pole on. But we kind of liked it in here because this had been dug out, I don't know how many years ago. You can see that it was probably when they made the road. So we were really protected. It could be really windy out and everything, and you were just protected in here, and it was real nice. And we would set the tent up right back here. In fact, we had a tent kitchen, and we would leave it here every year and reset it up, and there's some of the parts for it. Wow. At that time also, there was so many trees there, you couldn't park in here. You had to park on the road. Now you could just drive right down in here. It was really weird. We were deer hunting up here one time, and it was snowing out. And I mean, we never saw a car drive by here. We are way back in right now. And a guy come by with a dog sled, pulling his dog. He had like, I don't know, 6 or 8 dogs on his dog sled, and he stops, and it was night, and it was dark, and it was almost scary. The guy seemed a little weird, but I think I don't know, he probably was fine, but came into the tent and warmed up a little bit and chatted for a little bit and left. But that was really strange to be out here and somebody comes by on a dog sled. I remember the one year there should be a little stream of water going across right over here, because I was walking, I don't know, it was afternoon, I don't know if I was walking out to my deer stand or whatever, and there was a little green-winged teal right in here, and I shot him, and it was so weird to be shooting ducks when you're deer hunting. My brother Chris shot a deer right back in here, but at that time, these are, well, we call them slashings. this stuff had just been logged, so you could just walk right around all over in there. Now it'd be a pain in the butt. So after we deer hunted here, there was some years where we didn't get any deer, so then we went back to and hunted over kind of where we duck hunt now. If you guys watch those videos, because me and Chris started there for a couple years, then we come up here for a whole bunch of years. Then we went back there for I don't know how many years. Actually, Sarah's first year deer hunting was up there, so she might, oh, for a couple years actually. And then after that, Chris bought property in kind of north central Minnesota. And my kids were, you know, growing up and stuff, and I had 2 by then anyway. And then I came back up here to northeast Minnesota, so now we hunt in different areas. Well, for being 25 miles probably from the tent right now, I sure am not seeing any grouse, so I'm taking a different route home. I'm still going away from the tent now, but at least you got a little bit of deer hunting history. Should be out here with some beaver traps. I'll bring you guys out and show you this lake, this little lake, which is, I mean, we're way back right now, but man, I don't know, I was divorced after 26 years, and prior to being married, we used to come out here with friends, and we'd come out here fishing and catch, I mean, hand-size sunfish, and we would, and lots of largemouth bass, nice big ones. A few years ago, I was up here doing some work on some people's house that live, I don't know, maybe 12 miles from here. And we're talking about fishing and stuff, and he goes, oh, you know what? He goes, I'll tell you of a secret lake where you can catch all the bass you want. And he's trying to explain to me how to get to this lake. It's like, everybody's, this is their secret lake, and I had been here 25 years earlier than that. Oh, there it is. Just a nice, just a little lake. Crystal clear water in here. And you can catch sunfish and largemouth bass around the edges. It's just amazing. I actually did a video on, I think one of my long time ago, fishing different lakes or something like that, and I had a little hot dog roast. Let's see. That's a little island right there, and there's a little tiny fire ring out there. Well, I think we'll head back to the tent. I actually need to stop off and I brought that cloth to put on that one deer stand. It is going to be a nice day today. Alright, so we'll head back to the tent. This dirt road that I'm on for this part of the state of Minnesota, this is the last road before Canada. There are no roads to the right of this road, which is north, all the way till you would get into Canada. I just called my dad and he met me out here, and we looked at some big diamond willow that's sitting here. And now I'm going to walk out with him and check out his deer stand, because he moved it this year a little bit. So I'm going to walk out there with him right now.
I'll do it after I'm here in there, but you know, I don't know how the roof is cold now. I got, yes, I got a bunch of rains, and then you get rolling, I was like,
Okay, so now I'm going to run down, and we're going to put that blanket on that other stand that I have over here. Okay, well, we walked out there and got the blanket on there and did a little walking around looking for deer sign out there. Now I'm going to make this run all the way back and check for grouse, and then I'm going to go in and get some lunch, and then I have to go out to my other stand. Alright, well, I'm going back out to my far stand. I'm going to put an old rug that I've got right here on the floor of it, and it keeps the wind from coming up and keeps you warmer. And then I want to kind of go around and see if there's any deer sign around. Well, there's my stand right there. And if you go over here, that's all swamp out there. And this deer trail comes right up out of the swamp and then goes right through here. What I'm going to do now is run out and check Zachary's stand. He can't make it up this year, it doesn't sound like, but it's another stand to sit in if nothing's going on, and hasn't been checked yet this year, so I think we'll run out and check it out. Well, it could use some fabric, that's for sure, some new pine branches, but otherwise the stand is in good shape. I tell you, I spent quite a bit of time the last couple of weeks in the woods and not seeing a whole ton of deer sign, and definitely have not seen one scrape, anything. So it's hard to believe that deer hunting opener is just right around the corner. Okay, well, I have to sight in these rifles. They should be good. I'm just checking them. Last year we got them sighted in real good, so hopefully they're still on. The first one I'm going to shoot is a Winchester Model 70, 30-06. And I'm just shooting these at 50 yards, which that's farther than anything I shoot out of my deer stand. Okay, let's go see how the Winchester Model 70 did. Okay, well, I don't know, not bad. A little bit high, which that one always is about an inch or so high, so I would say that that's not bad. Sarah's going to use that gun, and she would have a shot that could be up to, well, a good 100 yards, so I'm going to leave that one right where it's at. Alright, so next up is a Savage Axis. Another 30-06. I definitely felt more comfortable with my second shot than my first, and this one here is my second, so there again though, even that first one there, if it was a deer, it's dead. Okay, and next up is my 243. So this is my Ruger M77 243. I've had this gun forever. I don't think I've ever had to adjust the scope once. If I remember right, it's like an inch, or if you're shooting right on, like an inch somewhere or another out of the bullseye, maybe a little bit more, but I've shot more deer with this gun than any other gun that I've ever had. Well, I'd have to say that's pretty good. I'm going to shoot that Savage Axis 30-06 one more time. Last year was the first year I had that gun, and I did shoot a nice buck with it. but just getting comfortable and just trusting the gun is the biggest thing, I think. So I'm going to shoot it one more time. Okay, so I shot it 2 more times because we had that one at first that was up here, and then we had the one over here. Well, then I shot it 2 times more and got here and here, which is telling me that that is definitely shooting to the left. So then I clicked it over to the right and I shot 2 more times, and now I've got it right here. Now I'm a little more comfortable. Last night for a few minutes fishing also and didn't catch anything, but man, that lake is nice. Tonight for supper I am going to barbecue up a chuck roast. I love chuck roast. And no, I'm not going to eat this all at one time. This will be my lunch tomorrow and probably bring some of it home Sunday. Trying to cook this roast on indirect heat for a while here. I'm not real good at that. I like to hear it sizzle, so eventually it'll get thrown over to this side. I just checked that roast and it seems perfect. It's been about, I don't know, almost 2 hours on indirect heat, so we'll see how it is, but it sure looks good. Good morning, everybody. It's about 45 degrees outside, windy this morning, high of about 50 to 52 I think they said, so a little chillier than yesterday. I'm going to head into town this morning here, which is about 45 miles away. Remember last year deer hunting, the deer pole broke, which was up on those 2 trees, and this one is one that my dad had made that was at the other cabin, and I want to hang it over here because that's metal. I'll never have a problem with it breaking. I'm going to put that between these 2 trees, but I need a couple of real long lag bolts or some thicker lag bolts and some washers to put that on. I'm also going to be hauling this boat home. This boat is going to go down to Louisiana when I go down this year, and I need to get a couple bolts to put this hitch on there. Okay, well this is ready to go south. I'll bring it home this weekend, and when I go down to Louisiana this winter, I'm going to bring it down. I had to switch the trailers on it. The other one that the boat came with didn't have lights or anything like that, so I switched all that out. I got this boat all turned over and ready for wintertime. I won't be using it anymore until the ice is off the lake next spring. I got leftover chicken, leftover chuck roast, potato, and I still have half a can of peaches for lunch. Okay, well the new deer pole is up, and I don't think we have to worry about this one breaking. And I've got 7-inch lag bolts, 7-inch long, 1/2-inch lag bolts into those trees. And then with the little piece of chain on there, when the trees move, they can move and the chain moves too, so it isn't like it's going to snap off. So hopefully this one will last longer than the last one. I'm just in there doing the journal tonight, and I've got my girlfriend Melissa on Skype down from Louisiana. Just a relaxing night here. I'm not going to cook tonight. I've got leftovers, a ton of them. You guys saw how much I cooked, so just relaxing, listening to the radio, and getting the journal all filled out. Okay everyone, well I got everything clean enough for tomorrow's trip home. Next time I come up we'll be deer hunting. Sarah will be here, so it is clean enough for a lady. Okay everyone, well the next time you'll see me up here at the tent will be for opening deer hunting. Sarah should be joining me up here, so I look forward to that, and hopefully we'll have some good luck. Thanks a lot for watching.
Few days, and then on Wednesday I just sat down and made like an Excel spreadsheet